Hello, I'm Captain Phoenix and welcome to my corner. This video is about Twofers, which is two LPs in one package. I'm going to go into what I think of Twofers, what they are, and what they give you. And I'm also going to show some of the Twofers I have in my collection. I do not have everything, but I have some. Tell you about these and maybe a path to find good music for less money yet than you have to pay otherwise. So I hope you'll find it interesting and hang on. So what is a twofer? A twofer is two records in one set, a double LP, but it's not a greatest hits album or a greatest hits release, not a release in my understanding and what I think of when I speak of these twofers here in the video. It's not different picks along one artist's career. Real twofers, if I can say so, is two original albums by the same artist or the same artists coupled together as one release. And typically the twofers are of course released later than the original albums, in several cases many years later. So that's what we're gonna meet here. So twofers could be a good thing for somebody going into jazz, into albums, and all these ones I have here is jazz releases. I don't think there's many rock and roll twofers, but there are some. But I'll focus on the jazz. And if you're into only the original releases, twofers are not the way for you to go. If you're into the absolutely best sounding or best laid out or graphics, the best graphics, the twofers are not the way for you either. But I still hope that we have some viewers left here, so I can tell you and share my twofers with you. The first one I'm gonna look at is this one. It's Miles Davis. It's only called Davis. And that's, of course, as all of them are, a 2 LP set. This one is a release with Miles Davis' first great quintet, which you can see here, with John Coltrane, Red Garland, Paul Chambers, and Philly Joe Jones on drums. And the records in here are the two well-known Miles Davis releases, Cooking and Relaxing. It's recorded in 57 and 58, just as the very latest releases or last releases before Miles Davis left Prestige. And this is on Prestige, as you can see up here. And it's made in 1972, so several years later. And I think for this one and for all of them is a way for the record company to sell more of the material that they had already had the rights to, so they can get some more cash in. I think must have been the reason for these ones. As you can see, if you look at the Relaxing here, in this very glossy, this is the analog production release from 22, Kraft Records Analog Productions. It's not the same graphics, so this is the original graphic and the original liner notes. That's not what you get with this one, and with the twofers you get another layout, another graphic, and you get in many cases different liner notes. Here it's by a guy called Ralph Gilson. I don't know of him, but there are some liner notes here. And they are written typically when the twofers were released, so it's written after a long time after the original release, and it can put something new information into them. This one, I checked the price on Discogs, and this goes for around $15 in a VG plus or mint minus quality, and the two albums here you can get from $20 each, so it's $40. So in the same condition, so it's a third of the price almost if you get the twofer instead of the two represses. And the original first pressings and the one I showed you are of course, much more expensive. And that kind of goes for the same. The same goes for the next one here. It's Bill Evans. Yeah, but it's like this. It's Bill Evans. The second trio. Maybe it's supposed to be look at like this. We can see Bill Evans and his piano. So it's a little, it's a little dark, and maybe not the best. The best jacket here, but it's a great recording. This one was released in 1977, and it contains the two Bill Evans albums he made with his second trio, namely Moonbeams, with Nico here on the cover, Moonbeams, and this one, How My Heart Sings. And this is with Paul Motian and Chuck Israels as the two others in the trio. This is as the Miles Davis great records, which I think that should be in everybody's record collection at some point. Some of the really good stuff. This was made just after the first trio with Scott LaFaro, the bass player, who unfortunately got killed shortly after recording Sunday at the Village Vanguard and Waltz for Debbie with the trio, and that kind of stopped Bill Evans for playing for several months. But he got back with these two here, and they can be heard and bought on this too. And the sound quality on this one is good. It's not audiophile. It's not totally up there, but it is typically good sound quality. On Twofers, we normally find great names, big names, and I think the idea behind that is that the record companies were more or less sure that they would sell on the name alone. So we have Miles Davis, we have Jill Evans, and here we have Stan Getz, as we can see, and this is the Chick Corea Bill Evans Sessions. So it's 2 LP again. This one is released in 1976. So very many of these Twofers were released in the 70s, mid 70s typically. This one contains 2 different setups. One with Bill Evans from 64 with Richard Davis, Ron Carter, and Elvin Jones, as you might be able to see here. That is a recording from 64, but it was not released until 74. And the other one here with Chick Corea is a recording from 1967, with Chick Corea and Ron Carter and Grady Tate, the last one, the drummer. And that was just before Chick Corea's career started, his career in his own name. So it's an early Chick Corea recording here. This is really great music. It's calm. It's as always, Stan Getz is the voice. They called him. I think he's got a big sound on his saxophone. It's kind of laid back, and the same can be said for Bill Evans and Chick Corea at this time in his career. So this is really great music as well. I got one of them in their original release in the series called Previous Unreleased Recordings. That's the one with Stan Getz and Bill Evans that you see here. So, and on the back, it explains how this match was made in heaven. And that's right for the music, but I do not think that these two guys really loved each other. I've got another release with these two, another recording with these two, where Stan Getz plays a tune that they agreed on not to play on the concert, and Bill Evans plays the intro, and then he just closes his piano and doesn't play a single tone on the rest of the records. So they didn't agree on everything, but it's great music, and in this case as well. And then we come to an earlier one. It's a 1965 release. It's called Hard Cooking, and as you can see, there's a lot of good big names up here. So there's not a specific top name, but I think that the drummer Art Taylor should be the one, because this Twofer consists of two releases that was made in Art Taylor's name. The first one is Taylor's Wailers. It's a 1957 recording, and the second one here is Taylor's Tenors from 59. This one is from 65. So we are a bit earlier here. This is a really solid release here. The records weighed 180 grams, so it's not that they wanted to save on the materials or anything. It's just a good solid vinyl here. This is a US version. I bought it when I went to New York in the spring of 2023. I bought it for $20. So it was not expensive. It's in a VG quality, so it's listenable. It's not the best, but yeah. And you can see all the musicians here. Art Taylor here, and great names. Yeah, Charlie Rouse, Donald Byrd, Jack McLean, Red Garland, Sam Jones on the drums. So yeah, Paul Chambers on bass. So very great names and very great music. So I can really, as for the others, I can really recommend them. I haven't got any of the original albums, and I don't think I'll go for them unless I stumble over them at a flea market or a record fair. And the second to last in this video is this one, Mal Waldron 1 and 2, as you might be able to see up there. And of course, this is a combination of the two original albums called Mal Waldron 1 and Mal Waldron 2. And these have just, at least number 2 has been re-released lately, so I guess many of you know of it. But this is a twofer from 1976 of these two albums, which were both released in 1957. So there's really a big distance between these dates. Here we got plenty of notes here, and we can. It's a quintet for the first one and a sextet for the last one. On the quintet it's with Gigi Grice and Idris Suleiman on alto sax and the trumpet. That is rather, I could maybe say, rather arranged music. The arrangements are taking a lot of the space up here. It's not bad, but there's not so many improvisations as you might expect compared to the other ones here. I think it's maybe it could be because Gigi Grice, the alto saxophonist, is just as much as an arranger as he's a sax player. And the second one, the sextet, is with John Coltrane on it and Jackie McLean. They're mentioned here on the front as well, and that's probably the most famous of it. I think this is a great cover here with a great photo. There's a little edgeware, which would have been nice if it wasn't there, but it still is a great photo of Mal Waldron here. Of course, it's not the original artwork. The original artwork is very good, at least for especially for number 1, which it's this industrial building in the fog. It's very pretty, as you can see. And on number 2, it's good as well, with only Mal Waldron on it. But there's some other material in here, so it's and this I think this is my preferred of the ones that I have. So I can really recommend this one as well. This one is about $20 in a VG plus or mint minus quality, and that's about the same that you can find each of the two individual albums. So it's a kind of half price if you go for this version. And then here's the last one in my collection. It's Miles Davis again, Green Haze. This twofer is called. I don't know how they make up these titles. Green Haze, yeah, it doesn't connect to the music of the musicians as I understand it, at least. But this is also a prestige record, prestige release from 1976, as most of these ones are. And in here is the one is the Musings of Miles. It's a 1955 quartet recording with John Coltrane, Red Garland, Oscar Pettiford, and Philly Joe Jones on drums. So it's not early Miles Davis, but it is in his long stretch with Prestige Records, 55. And the other part is from 56. It's in the original version just called Miles. And it is with his first great quintet as well, as I mentioned earlier. So again, great stuff, great musicians, great notes in here. But yeah, in this case, the cover is not maybe not so well chosen, and the title neither. So yeah, so that's what you have to live with if you go for the Twofers. Some of them, as you have seen, I have bought later in their original versions or better quality, better sounding versions, and I think that could be the case for more of these ones here. And it's a little bit difficult to keep track of which original albums is included in the different Twofers, but it's normally you can see it inside, so you know that you don't come home with a Twofer where you already have one or maybe both of the records inside. But it's a good place to start, and for some of them it's a good place to end. Some of them I might not want to buy the original albums unless I really find a super offer. So a good place to start maybe if you're building your gas collection for not too much money, and the good sound quality as well on all these ones. It's good. It's not superb. It's not great. It's not audiophile, but it's not archival either. So it's in a good spot. So I hope you find some inspiration, maybe in these albums, and maybe in the concept of Twofers in general. There's a lot of money to be saved if you go for the music, mainly for the music and not so much for the artwork and the originality of the albums. I hope you find it useful, this information here, and I hope to see you back next time. Thanks for your time. Bye-bye.